right, we're back in it. 7:30 my time. What the heck was I working on yesterday? Let's take a look. Let's run the game. Get my bearings. Turn this down a little bit. I've been trying to work through balancing, so you can see with all these comments, balancing of the stats. I think I need to simplify it for the enemies. So maybe for the enemies, I set these ones. I guess down here too. So we just manually set it. We don't worry about level. Maybe that's the way to go. But I'll mess with the automated way first. See what we can do there. Just kind of sketching this out. What was this? Oh, so it's going to give each character an allotment of points. Something like that. This was wrong anyway. It wasn't accounting for the, like, each level up. Really increase that. Hmm. I'm gonna use that down here. Don't need that. I think that's just gonna be for enemies. Maybe that just goes up one at a time. This is also modified. We don't really have to check that. Because if it hasn't changed, it'll be 0. So it's like adding 0. Now for the enemy, we'll come back to the enemy. Do that. We just do that once at the end. Alternatively, I could do it in there. I mean, I'm gonna have to record how much these go up anyway. You can see IQ's not getting hit. Still has to be 7. Whoa, the HP is scaling way too fast. Because I forgot to swap this out. There. Only do that for players. So let's make an enumerator for that. It doesn't matter. I'm not crazy about copying this almost exactly right. Well, it's not going to be a match anyway for the enemies. And then we're just going to modify this. Be like 2 times level. And these get changed to that. Just reduce that. Or no, we'll modify it down here. Just give them less. Everything. Looks like either way we're calling that. I think we do it in level up too. Oh no, you know what? That's fine. Yeah, I don't want to call that in level up. In a knit, it's fine. I don't need that twice. That's just saying if we didn't override HP or MP that we're going to calculate it that way. So we get rid of that. So this should be decent. The main issue right now is that we're not factoring in not factoring in their jobs, which I think will be helpful because we can give these different archetypes. So if it's a mage, it'll focus more on like magic-based stuff, and it'll probably be easier to defeat, things like that. And we can also modify these jobs. But for now, everyone's the same. An enemy at the same level, that's not good. Amanda didn't get any health. We need to make sure that they always get some health. Maybe we do this. Just a quick fix. That way they're always getting a little bit of that, at least. Seems like a lot of health. Try lowering that. Yeah, how how are their stats getting so high? Maybe it's just too many there? I don't know. Oh. You know, I think it's okay. It's just if it's guaranteed, yeah, it's probably good to lower it like that. We'll see. That seems more reasonable. Because HP is -1 to begin with. Let's just make it 0. HP max 0. Dun, 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 dun. No, I can stay. The only problem now is that everyone's going to have HP and MP divisible by 5. I don't know if I like that. Maybe I do. Groundbreaking. So what's kind of interesting about this is that if your party is always completely randomized, each playthrough is going to be unique. Like if someone favors defense, you know, maybe you make them the healer, right? So that they're more likely to stay around, or you make them the tank. Excuse me. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm committed to that idea. Let's try and get through a battle now. There's probably too many enemies. Okay. So we can one-hit them. We are a few levels higher. Let's turn this music down. Were they even doing any damage? Okay, everyone stood guard. Let's look at our bash. Maybe defense is less effective. To debug this properly, might have to... Wait, what's this? That's 0. You're saying the minimum amount is 0. Okay. Or, I'm sorry, that's the maximum amount, theoretically. Yeah, Macho Man was a higher level, so that makes sense. We're fighting higher level enemies. They are doing some damage. Let's just see if we can get hit. I'm not factoring in defense yet. I could also just be scaling the enemies too slowly. Alright, that's looking better. Template's in there. We need to get template out. I don't even think I need template. That's why I was seeing so many of those cats, because we had effectively 2 of them. Yeah, Macho Man Yeah, that's okay. The hits feel about right. Except for the enemies, they're too weak. Let's crank that up. Yeah, they definitely need more. We'll keep an eye on that. And also, like, our players are not equipped. But I need to make a debug for these enemies. Like a tooltip where I could just put it right on them. Run my battle, just see where I have room. Okay. Save that. I'm gonna need it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. Pardon my language. Maybe if I click on them. Or just do mouse entered. We're gonna print out their data. Let's just see what that looks like. It's not gonna be the most helpful though. It's not gonna tell us what each thing is. Alright, so now, okay, it's not working. I have mouse disabled. Or something else is consuming it. Just make sure we're getting anything at all. Let's take a look at our battle setup. So we have enemies. Then we have this big Martian container over it. It does have pass. I think we're going to ignore it. You know, I'm not going to change that right now. So what is covering our enemies? The screen fill. Let's say mouse. Ignore. Why is that down there? I know, what is this? Oh, that's the flash. I think the flash was blocking our mouse input. No. Let's look at your mouse. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it's not getting any of that. Man, pulse pretty bad today. Another thing we can do. Go to battle scripts. Just do this, like. Let's do this. I think I have code to get that. Math, maybe. Because I could clean that up. I'm not worried about it. And an error is generated. Okay, we don't want to do that then. So I can use that. Whoa. What is with that HP? Oh, I don't have a way to check that. Actually change this. Oh no, the HP is in here. What? Their offense is absolutely insane. If I defend, let's just see. If they hit us, it should wreck us. Like Scarf Snake has a ton of defense. I don't understand how these numbers are coming out. That's the XP. Oh, duh. Okay, that's better than. I did that. Also need small. Do Just leave that. I think I can do. No, it can't be a string array. Do that. That should be 8. Just want to see if that's the right way to do that. I don't know why that's not working. World has danger. Am I deleting it? Oh, because we didn't set anything. Let's just try it out here. Why is this code not working? Oh, I had these numbers flipped. There we go. Then think that works. My bad, we actually don't want to go in reverse order. I have to add +1. No, that's perfect. So we're just clearing the invalid values. It's probably not even a huge deal. We could account for that later, but whatever. So now we can do like, let's put I don't know if the cat would be in there. Let's say we just have Derpy Shroomy. Right, that matches up to that. And so when we hit our target, let's look at world. Could just limit that up. And then we can let them handle that. It's tempting to send that through to the battle. Let battle decide what enemies we fight. I can always move it later. We do want to disable the player first. We don't know. Well, they don't have enemies though. So this seems to be empty by default. Whoops. Alright, so we add battle. It has a set. We're gonna have to make that in battle. We can make the the enemies here. 1 sec, just lost my screen. Okay. I need another drop. So we're in battle. Right now we have enemies handling it, I think. Let's pull up battle. Now we have the individual enemy. So you're not going to handle that, right? Okay. Battle will loop through the enemies. I'll get buttons. Okay, progress. That's fine. So it's going to equal util. We'll do get rid of that enemy. I think enemy handles that. Worry about that later. So I wanted to run the cave. So if we run this, we only want to see the derpy shroom. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so we'll walk around. Danger should. Okay. Non-object variable. Choose weighted is not working as intended. Variant and chance. Oh, because it's a string. The data is going to be and then data equals data dot enemies dot get enemy name. And we can assert data not equal null. So if data is equal null, we're going to throw an error. Let's try it again. So the original error, before I move forward, was because we were setting data equal to a string, right, of the enemy name. We fixed that. We're getting the name, and then we plug that into the enemy's dictionary. We make sure it's valid. If that name does not match a key in that dictionary, it'll throw an error. And you can see it works perfectly. For testing, I can throw in different enemies, like maybe we get Macho Man. Maybe Derpy Shroomy has a 2-to-1 ratio to spawn. Walk around. There you go. I mean, that's an exact representation of our spawn chances. Let's run from that. Let's try it again. See? I mean, it's not guaranteed to be like an exact science, right? It's just that the mushroom should have a 2-to-1 chance to spawn. Of course, maybe it's not working. But I never took a stats class, so I'll take my word for it. Anyway, that's how you can spawn in different enemies and you have spawn chance. You can modify that however you want. Basically, we start at 100%, right? RandF will never be greater than that because RandF is its max value is 1.0. So if that spawn does not happen, we free that enemy, right? We don't need that button and we continue. Otherwise, we roll again, right? If we do spawn an enemy, we reduce our spawn chance for the next enemy. So they have that much less of a chance to spawn, right? 20% less from the total. We initialize data. If we're using enemies weighted, debug slash. Okay. I mean, in the main game, like, I don't know, do these run at when you build it, or is this just for? No, it's only for debug. So, all right, again, we get the name, we get the data, we make sure it's valid, and then we set the data. Excuse me. And then we start the battle. We even call it spawn enemies. Roll for and spawn enemies. So that looks great. I think it'll be really good once we add more enemies and start like letting these places feel like their own deals, you know. So why is my field GUI showing? I guess what do I do? Is that what I toggle in this? Yeah, main. Let's turn that on. I'm not super worried about that. So what should I work on next? We probably want to test. We want more equipment in the shops. So we're going to need, before we can get to that victory, let's game over, states for battle. And, oops, I hit caps lock back. But just kind of planning out what I need to do. You can see the priorities are always shifting. Always trying to figure out like what is going to improve the game the most at that point. Right, what's going to make it feel better, be more appealing. I think we just want to hide field GUI. I can show it already. This handles the rest. Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a break there. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck with your game. Just keep in mind, this isn't a tutorial. I was kind of documenting the process, so there are going to be gaps in the series. I'm not showing every single thing I do. I'm not explaining everything I do, so please keep that in mind. Having said that, you are, of course, welcome to follow along. I suggest using your own art. You know, don't try and copy my stuff pixel for pixel. Just kind of do your own thing. Make it feel like your own. Feel free to change things as you go along. You know, whether it's through mechanics or style. Don't just like go and copy my maps and all that. That's not fun, right? So do your own thing. Got to make your own game and say what you want to say through it. Anyway, again, good luck. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.